How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing good. I'm extremely nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Why would you be nervous?
You have to understand, he's your biggest fan. I mean, he listened to every show you've ever done.
You poor child.
I've
seen a lot of people get fucked up from that.
That explains a lot.
How dare you, as a parent, allow him to listen to this nonsense?
I can't control him.
Right.
The Howard Stern Show.
You've got to feel empathy for your son because he's in the exact same position that you were in.
Absolutely.
He's got this incredibly famous father and grandfather.
Yeah, he's actually got a word. He's got the double whammy.
He's got the double whammy.
Yeah.
So again, Nick, why put yourself in this role? Why put yourself in the movies? You got to do
what
it.
else am I going to do? I got a GED. I don't have any college education. I did a lot of drugs, and why not show business?
And you took the drug experience, and that's what the movie's about, right?
Yes.
In other words, this is the story of a kid who's basically you. It's your story. You have a successful father. This is a good story. You have a successful father.
And it's a showbiz father.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't know what the hell to do, right? I mean, you're sort of, you're like, oh, shit, what do I do? But I want to be in show business and stuff. And then you take the path of drugs, right?
It wasn't like I want to be in show business, then drugs. It was more like drugs, and then, maybe I could do something, parlay this into something.
And so you wrote a script about it, right?
Yeah, I did.
And the drug use got bad. You had to go to a rehab.
I went to several.
Yeah. Is that reflected in the movie? We see all that.
Yes, you see
It's not exactly my life. I mean, mine was a little bit more fucked up. I was also a lot fatter back then.
Right.
And, times were a little bit, it was too depressing to put on, so we a little light.
Was it hard for you growing up being Rob's son?
It's probably worse to live in Syria or something like that, but
jeez.
I think it was all right. I mean, of course, there's the shadow aspect of it, but
it is tough. It really is. And people go, "Oh yeah, but big deal, you got your famous father." But it is tough. Now, when you were 14, whose ass did you grab on set?
Oh dear.
I mean,
was
nobody.
it Meg Ryan?
No. Meg Ryan is who you should have grabbed. That's what I think.
You're
but
probably
seriously,
right.
it is a difficult thing to have this big famous father who keeps having success after success in his life, and you decide to go into the same business. And so the movie focuses on that, which I think is an interesting topic.
Yeah, that's a part of it, yeah.
Well,
And in the script,
what's also interesting to me is, when do you realize your father, because a kid doesn't necessarily, you're just your dad.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see the world. When do you notice the world treats him differently?
Oh, it took so long. I mean, either I'm an idiot or like this happens to everybody, but like it took me so many years to realize what was going on around me. And then when it did, I started to get high. And,
Now, when you wrote the script, I'm with you. I get high as a kite. When you wrote the script, you portray your father as an asshole. Right? I mean, you do.
Yeah.
Now, when you read this script, Rob, was this difficult for you to see that your son has written a script basically calling you out?
No, it was easy to hear that.
Right back to the psychiatrist.
Yeah. It's funny because, I helped develop it with him and his writing partner, Matt Elisafan. And the first draft was like 190 pages. Oh. And the father was a complete asshole. I mean, it wasn't just a minor asshole. It was a complete asshole. And at the time, Nick, has told me since then, he says, that wasn't all me. Matt was also saying
his father was an asshole too.
Yeah, exactly. That you had to have a real antagonist. And I, even knowing certain feelings that Nick had for me at times, I, as a director, was saying, it's not interesting to have a one-dimensional character.
But yeah, you want a guy the audience can love too
feel
and
for,
understand.
And it should be three-dimensional. And then, as Nick worked on it with Matt, and we kept, this is over a period of a year.
Right.
At one point, Nick says to me, he comes up, he says, the father's too much of an asshole.
Right.
We gotta, find other ways.
And then we didn't do anything. We just kept him an asshole.
But in a way, do you think
we tempered him a little?
Do you think you started to see the father not so much as an asshole because in real life you were working with your father, and now all of a sudden you felt closer to him?
Well, I did think he was an asshole, and he probably thought I was one too. And then we started working on this, and I think
what was the biggest complaint about your dad in terms of even the script?
I was a little bitch. I just complained about everything.
Everything. But was he not there enough for you, in your opinion?
No, he was there. I mean,
he should have not been there.
He was there too much.
Yeah, he should have gotten the fuck out of there.
Right. Big pain in the ass. Right. But seriously, what was the breakthrough for you? I assume you're off drugs now, or right? Do you still have the temptation, or do you feel like you got the thing licked?
I don't got it licked by any
Right.
means, but there was no like one day type of thing. It was and I'm still very young, so who knows what'll happen in 5 years. But
Right.
I mean, after a really long time of just relapsing, going to a place, it just got really old of kind of doing that and that revolving door. And at a certain point, I was just like, I can't live like this anymore.
Rob, were you in a weird place when your son brings you a script idea? Do you almost have to do it because you know he's been through the mill? Like, could you have said no to him and say this is not good?
No, it's interesting you bring that up because I had no idea that he was working on. Initially, was a half-hour comedy with Matt Ellisofan, and I didn't know they were even working on it. And when they finished it, he gave it to me just to look at, not to do anything. And I read it and I said, it could be, this could be deeper. I mean, there's no emotional hook here. You went through all these terrible things. It's not reflected in that. And he went back and wrote an hour comedy drama. I was not.
So he didn't get angry with you for being critical. Let's say you didn't see your father as critical. You saw him as being helpful.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
I didn't go to him being like, "Will you direct this?" Like, I was just like, "What do you think of this?" And the first thing I ever wrote, he was like,
What happens if you get on set though, and your son is not acting in the way that you think he should be? Not a good enough actor.
Well, he was with me on the set the whole time,
Right.
And at times we got into fights. At times it was tough. But
Did it bring you closer together?
Yes.
Working together, it did.
Yes, it brought us closer together, and I also learned to listen to him more because he understood this much better than I did. And I told him many, many times when we were making the film, I told him, you're the heart and soul of this film, and I'm gonna, you're gonna be what's right about this. And I also said to him, regardless of whatever happens, I mean, we're lucky it's going to be in a theater,
Friday, right?
Friday, May 6th. And I said, even if this never gets released, even if nothing ever happens, we've already won, because what we've gone through and what it has done for us has been great.
The Howard Stern Show.